In the survival game V Rising, you must use rather unconventional methods of survival. The fact that you play as a vampire adds a depth of complexity that makes this game stand out from others in the survival genre. V Rising, created by Stunlock Studios, is now available on Steam in early access. There are a ton of additional games that might also catch your attention if you like the survival part of the game, like playing as a vampire, or like the PvP angle. So look around, and get ready to fill your shopping cart with new games. Vampire: The Masquerade Blood Hunt is the game for those interested in PvP, or the playing as a vampire part of V Rising. You and other vampires compete in a free-to-play combat royale for complete control of the Prague area metropolis of Europe. You should add it to your Steam collection, because it is one of the best Vampire: The Masquerade games. As you loot through hidden corridors, subordinate your presence, shockwave punch competing vamps, and charm your way to victory, this game is guaranteed to get your heart rate up. Rust is the game for you if you're searching for something punishing and unpredictable in terms of how long you can survive. You'll have to retrace your steps if you make one mistake. In Rust, you can farm for supplies, to assemble a base of operations and form alliances with nearby survivors. But not everyone is as amiable as you seem to be. Rust is ruled by anarchy, because some people will burn the earth to take any loot you have in your base of operations. Log out and you might find nothing when you return. Valheim is the game for you if you're looking for survival, but like a setting that's a little more cheerful than the dark one of V Rising. A Norse mythology-themed open-world sandbox video game is called Valheim. To earn your position in the Valhalla halls, you must battle Odin's adversaries. During your time spent gathering materials to create a shelter and make equipment, you can team up with pals, or compete against other players. Better yet, if you only play on consoles, Valheim will be available in 2023 for Xbox and Xbox Series XS. Even though it might not seem like it, Dragon Quest Builders is the kind of game that V Rising fans would adore. Even though it lacks V Rising's gothic vibe, it is just as enjoyable. You rebuild the original Dragon Quest world in this sandbox game after it has been destroyed. The game's day-night cycle is one entertaining feature. Stronger monsters appear at night, forcing you to seek safety or defend yourself. If you prefer to hack and slash, rather than construct a fortress, Diablo 3 is a great option, because of its similar aesthetic, tone, and gameplay. V Rising belongs on this list since it is essentially an amalgam of Ark and Diablo. Choose one of the 7 classes to play as, and assume the role of immortal. Anything is possible for you, from a witch doctor to a necromancer. Along with all the dungeon delving you'll undertake, there's a captivating plot that involves angels and devils. You'll adore Don't Starve if you enjoy video games in the survival genre. Although it has a different visual aesthetic than what you may anticipate from a survival game, the difficulty level is just as high. You take on the role of Wilson, a scientist who awakens in an odd world full with unidentified dangers. Don't Starve and its multiplayer expansion. Wilson's life is in danger, so you must work together to acquire supplies and make weapons to combat them. Because of its randomly generated world, which guarantees a different experience each time, it has an exceptional replayability. Given how completely different their genres and gameplay are from one another, it may surprise some that Elden Ring and V Rising are comparable. They both take place in an open world, while Elden Ring is the greatest open world on Steam. The action role-playing game Elden Ring was created by From Software, the company behind the Souls series, in association with George R.R. Martin. Its gloomy atmosphere and difficult adversaries will keep you interested but actively annoyed. Why don't you play this game already, if you haven't already? Create your own character in the Conan the Barbarian universe, get saved by the main character, and then try to survive the harsh, desolate environment. You must construct a shelter and control your hunger and thirst, in order to survive. If you construct a subpar shelter, you won't survive in Conan's world. If you play with pals, you might be able to create a community city. You also need to use natural materials in order to build and maintain your armor and weapons, because NPCs and other players will be roaming the world. There has been a forest for a very long time. You assume the role of Eric LeBlanc, a survivor of an airplane disaster who is stranded on a peninsula covered in trees. You now have to endure the hostile environment while looking for your son Timmy. The peninsula is home to cannibalistic people who dwell in towns along the surface as well as underground in a system of caverns and tunnels. Wild creatures that want to use you as a chew toy are also present there. The task in Stardew Valley is to establish and run a farm. Although not as prominent a theme as it is in V Rising or the other games on this list, survival is present in Stardew Valley. It is your responsibility to renovate and earn a profit from the rundown farm that you inherit from your deceased grandfather as well as the land it is situated on. You have a variety of options for how you want to live off the land. You can choose between a typical farm with livestock and a fishing farm. Each choice has advantages and disadvantages.